hell? Are you stuck at home on a Saturday night with nothing to do again?
I can't take it anymore!
Then join me, my co-hosts, and my guests every Saturday evening for Mic Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Okay.
Together we'll discuss the big news of the week from entertainment and politics, talk about the issues that are on your mind, and hey, we'll even talk about general stupidity and jackassery from the American right.
You stupid jackass!
So join me every Saturday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Central at my Ustream home, Mic Check Radio. Come on in, it'll be loads of fun.
Gee, I sure hope there's a happy ending. I love a happy ending.
Live on all the interwebs and internets, it's Mic Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Fuck yeah!
And we are, hopefully you are hearing this because we are back for the final. I think I can hear Wes Carskadden. You haven't been introduced yet. Shh. Where was I? Anywho. Alright, anyway, this is Mic Check Radio with me, Adam Hebert, Wes Carskadden, and as soon as I can figure out where he is, Rob Poole and... Wes Smith. Hi, Wes Smith.
Hello, Adam Hebert.
Okay, that was a sneak attack right there. Anyway, this is the last Mic Check... Thank you, Rob. I'm afraid we're...
the only one drunk tonight.
I'm not drunk. I think I'm a little a little punchy.
Punch what?
I guess a little punch drunk. We have not been on the air for 2 weeks, and I don't know about you guys, but I've been itching to get back on the air. So we're back.
John Boehner's getting arrogant.
Well, yeah, Well, I mean, what do you expect? He's a punk.
Gotta put him back in his place.
Yeah.
Well, sooner or later, someone's gonna have to remove that knife that Cantor stuck in him.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about the fiscal cliff, but this is going to be, it's like I was telling Rob a few minutes ago, this is going to be mostly a fuck the NRA / retrospective show. Mostly because I think it's important that someone finally has the courage, the chutzpah, or as Michelle Bachmann would say, chutzpah, or let's just say it, balls, to tell Wayne LaPierre, that little weasel shithead bastard, fuck you. That is what it has to come to. We have to stop acting as though the NRA is relevant. They represent 4 million people. They
represent the gun industry. They don't.
Yeah, they're essentially industry lobbyists, not popular lobbyists.
Yeah, that's an important note right there. I totally agree.
Exactly. But before that, let's find out how everyone's holiday. Wes Carskadden, how was your Christmas, sir?
It was fantastic.
Wonderful.
I spent it all with my girlfriend and her little daughter, and we had a great time.
Wonderful. Smith?
I spent it in a lot of the same places he did, actually, but I also had a great time.
That's good. And Rob, how was your Christmas, sir?
I slept for most of it.
Same here.
And I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I don't have a girlfriend, cue the smallest violin in the world, so I can get away with stuff like, sleeping through Christmas. But I was woken up by my parents at about 7:30 to unwrap gifts. It's like, this can wait. The presents aren't going anywhere. Krampus missed this house. We're okay. And for some freaking reason,
didn't take you away.
Yeah.
I went to 4 different family dinners, and at every one of them, Savannah, her Amber's little daughter, was the only kid. We hauled back so many toys, you would be amazed. I wish I got hauls like that when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, we were lucky if we got, it was basically like we got one really big present and then one a few average ones.
Yeah, and then you have some socks and some, underwear, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's always the one really awesome one.
Yeah. There's usually the one... What the hell is going on here? Why is my camera so strange? My camera's... Something's wrong with my camera. So...
People pay attention to the camera?
Well, I'm the one on camera. When you guys are on camera, you'll start wearing... There we go. Hi! Anywho, my Christmas, like I said, my parents woke me... My sister woke me up at about 7:30. It's like, the presents aren't going anywhere. Krampus is going to come take them away. She was insistent. It's like, okay. She's almost 17 and she still gets excited over Christmas. Well, that's because she's spoiled rotten. And I'm the only person, again, with the testicular fortitude to say she's spoiled rotten. She's a good kid, though. She's a good kid. But, so I got a new cell phone because my current one, a Sidekick 4G, just sucks ass. But my contract isn't up. I'm not up for an upgrade until November. So Mom got me. I had to pay for part of it, but I got a new phone for $75 when it normally would cost me $160.
Well, that's cool.
So.
I think my favorite takeaway of the evening, it's hard because I got some pretty awesome stuff, was it's a coffee mug. It is the Disappearing Civil Liberties coffee mug. It's got the picture of the Bill of Rights on it, and when you pour coffee in, all the parts that were removed by the Patriot Act disappear.
Are you drinking out of that right now?
No, right now I'm drinking out of a rock glass because mead is my drink of choice tonight, which is also a Christmas present.
As in the traditional Norse mythology mead?
Yes.
Wow.
Made with honey mead by a home brewer here, and it's delicious.
Wow. I am impressed, sir. Yeah, I mean, it was an okay Christmas.
Drink like a man.
That you do. It was an okay Christmas. Once you get past a certain age, Christmas just isn't that important because, the focus is always on the younger kids.
Well,
that's
there's also the fact that once you're an adult, you have to become responsible for getting other people's stuff. But even counting out that, the whole idea of you getting stuff from other people kind of like wears out, especially when you're a working adult. If there's something out that I want, I'll go get it.
Yeah. See, that's why I think when you're working class, the big difference between Christmas as a kid and as an adult is you get excited when you get pants or socks because that's money you now don't have to spend.
Yep.
And you can spend on whatever you want.
If you had told me when I was 8 years old that on my 31st Christmas, I would be totally excited to get an awesome sweater, I would have thought I was crazy.
Yeah,
what? There's no Nintendo games? What?
You're getting old when you're most excited about the dishware that you got for Christmas.
Yeah. I got a crock pot, fuck yeah.
Well, and I will say that my mother was very considerate and got me an electric tea kettle because I mentioned that I want to be able to make hot chocolate in my room, and even though I have a microwave, it's just easier to fill up a pot, heat it up, import it, So she got me a hot
dorm, school, right?
Yeah, but I have a.
Yeah, if you're in a dorm, those tea kettles are the bomb.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Wes, since you were late, I was going to try and avoid asking this on the air, but are we going to have an announcement to make later?
We can go ahead and announce it. It's not up and running yet, but I was thinking we might actually, for those on our Facebook, well, we're going to do it later. We might crowdsource some ideas, is what I was thinking.
All right. So we'll allot some time to crowdsource some ideas after the show. So, okay, I just wanted... okay, so anywho... as I said, this is going to be mostly a end-of-the-year retrospective, the political winners and losers. We're going to wrap up Asshole of the Week for the 2012 season, so we can begin compiling nominations for Shithead of the Year 2012, which is our...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
How are we going to actually do that? How are we going to actually pick one asshole
what I'm playing.
Smells the
Deserves
worst.
the honor of Shithead of the Year.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is going to be set up like the Oscars with different categories and then shithead of the year.
Oh yeah, do a whole show out of it. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole 3-hour show, and I'm going to try and get Kenny Pick to do some reads, and we're going to get some like cheesy award show type music.
Hell
And
yeah.
And Wes, I meant to ask you: is there room in the budget for me to rent a tux?
I didn't originally budget in, so I think I can afford you one of those Tux T-shirts.
Okay, that's good. I like that. 5 extra large, if possible, please. 4, I could fit in 4, but 5. I'm wearing
That's
my
more
5.
than we want to see. Is what you mean?
Yes, exactly. So yes, let's put that in the budget. But yes, we'll do some sausage after the show to discuss the Kickstarter, and then so anyway, so how are you guys gonna celebrate the new year? Well, I know how Wes is gonna celebrate. He's gonna be drunk.
No.
Wait, what?
Well, me and Wes Smith are going to be at the same party.
Inconceivable!
Wes isn't
Equally
gonna.
drunk.
And I want to say, Wes, you've done such a great job filling in for John, and I just want to say that we're going to give you your co-host license, which is kind of like a hunter's license from Hunter x Hunter, except it doesn't give you free access to public. You can come on anytime you like. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, basically, it's like a hunting license, but there's restrictions. You can only hunt Republicans, and you can only use verbal bullets.
Yeah.
I feel all tingly.
I don't
It's
know.
a very exciting moment for me.
So, and if you work hard enough, maybe, just maybe, you'll get your own jingle.
Oh, snap.
I know I'm behind on
Holding you
that.
to
I know I'm behind. It's just, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right behind.
Yeah, really.
Well, again, what I usually do is I pick a shtick. This is how I make a jingle. Like for Wes, I went with the badass shtick, and I could build a whole jingle around that. And as soon as I have a shtick for Rob, I'll work. Huh? Logic? Yeah.
Conversation
I am the
ninja.
I am the horseman of the logic, the liberal
right.
apocalypse.
All right.
Logic assassin.
Logic assassin. So he's
Because he
so you're
leaps out of the shadows. You forget he's there, and then
so he's kind of
out of
like
the shadows
Tom.
he comes with
He's like a
self,
Vulcan
right?
ninja.
A Vulcan ninja. There you go. Rob.
All right,
Ninja.
Well, here's the thing. We can't use ninja because Tom Schaefer over on Turn Up the Night is the news ninja. So I don't want to step on toes, but I do like the logic assassin. I like that. So
Logic assassin.
I think we've got us a shtick.
Awesome.
I'll
So
beat someone up with it.
That is not assassin of logic.
No, rather,
No,
a very logical assassin.
the assassin using logic as his weapon.
all right. So again, I mean, I knew that the NRA wasn't going to have. Let's start getting to the nitty gritty, and I have to admit, I have no new show prep. All this is old because there's been no news this week.
Ooh, slow news week between Christmas and New Year's.
I know. I mean, this is probably the hardest week I've ever had to prep for. Because here's the thing: all the liberal talk on vacation, and they're all best ofs. They're all best ofs. They're not. They don't have like.
Right. They're basically just kind of in reruns, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Which sucks, and we can't do a best of because then it would just be 3 hours of just me talking.
Well, I would have to have some lines in there.
Just
Although I could tell you what we wouldn't have in that perspective best of, which would be that disastrous first show, and we're gonna take some time to reflect. Of course, but let's talk about the NRA, because let me tell you, Wayne LaPierre is just a sick bastard. Can we say? Let's just say that once and for all. Wayne LaPierre is a sick bastard. He is a sick
Wayne
bastard.
LaPierre is an empty suit.
Yeah, he's a shill.
I don't think he really even believes half shit that he's saying. He's just saying it because he has to.
Right.
You
He's
know,
He's just
make
making
money.
He's been saying it for a long time.
He's
I
been
know-
making a lot of money saying it.
Dollar bills, Joe.
I wish I could agree. It's just, I mean,
I don't know.
You
I just
know.
see him less as like really malicious and more as just not giving a shit.
He's a mouthpiece.
I think we need to establish like something like a Hebert rule of culpability, wherein if you are shilling for something for money, you are exactly as morally culpable as if you sincerely
Exactly.
believed it.
it doesn't matter. It
I don't
doesn't.
know.
Oops, hit my box. Never mind. It's not about whether or not he actually believes it. It's like I said in my editorial. They enable these acts by fighting to loosen gun laws, or just to get for them to lapse. There is no question that the assault weapons ban would have covered the gun used to kill those 20 children. It was covered under it. Now,
That's
I know
fair.
what... Go on.
Go on.
No, go on.
This has been a bug up my ass this week as the debate about guns is going on. Is that people know what the assault weapon ban of '94 was, because it was bad legislation. And
Well,
I'm
and
not
that-
saying that I didn't like the spirit of it. It was bad legislation, though.
Well, because they grandfathered in guns, so they still existed. And, of course...
Because they
Yeah.
separated guns based on cosmetic rather than functional features.
Well, it's not just
Because-
that, though. They grandfathered in, if you owned a Bushmaster 223 gun, you could keep it. If we do another assault weapons ban, they have to no grandfathering.
Yeah, you definitely you take a lot of the teeth out of any law when you go, but 2.5 million of these are completely exempt.
Well, yes, but how do you find all those? Because you have to remember, and this is a systematic problem. I'm not saying this is necessarily
You do
right,
a gun buyback.
but
You
it's
put a price
true
on that.
There is no registry though. The only registry is registry of checks for sales, which only covers store sales. It doesn't cover face-to-face or gun show transactions.
All right.
So
Here's what we
there's
do.
really no way of knowing how many there are or where they are. There's just that record doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Here's
I mean,
what we
it would
do.
come down to it would come down to either you overnight make all of those people who own them felons, or you force them to surrender their guns, and neither one of those is a very palatable option.
Well, however, I believe I have a. Hold on, let me fix this. I had to borrow a pair of headphones from my kid sister, and I can't stand these.
Nothing wrong with the headphones you're used to.
Well, because I have the in-ear, the ones with the cups that hold them inside
Right.
your ear, and these are the type that come with the iPod. So, they're hard as hell. Anyway, here's what we do. We do a gun buyback. Fully funded. Is Amber
Right,
laughing
but
at me?
you still are-
Wait. Was that Amber laughing at me?
She is not here, actually.
Who is
I think
laughing?
that was my wife, but she's
Oh.
laughing at Torchwood.
Oh, okay. I was like, is Amber
Very
laughing?
Republican, described that
Funnily
way.
enough, she is laughing at a gun training scene on Torchwood. But
Okay, no, it's just that was just. I guess that was just bad timing. Here's what we do: we do a gun buyback. We put a price on these guns that makes it worth their while to turn them in.
Right,
And then we say, if you get caught with this gun, that is illegal. It's not grandfathered in. Fine. You had a chance to turn it in and get money. Now you're going to face a fine for breaking the law. I mean, carrot and stick, carrot and stick. And in time, we take away the carrot and it's all stick.
Yes, but you're still essentially legally requiring these guys to participate in this buyback, and that's gonna. I mean, that even if you enact that would stick in a lot of craws, and that would hurt politically the people behind it to the point where it would be repealed in 4 years.
I don't think so.
That's
I think
gonna
I
generate
think that this.
so much hatred just on principle.
I don't think so. I think you're overestimating the power of the NRA. They're a paper tiger. They have no real power.
It's not the NRA I'm talking about. It's the individual owners of the guns being basically told, invested, your time and your money, especially if it's like a home build, something you might have invested hundreds of hours in, and saying, nope, it's illegal now.
Well,
you are a felon.
But Carscadden, you have to also consider these massacres have not stopped. I mean, when we look back at 2012, a couple years from now, it's going to be like, holy shit, how did we let this happen?
Okay, but
all right, and look at Australia. Look at Australia.
Isn't going to address that. Look at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was done with a 22 and a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. The basic, bare bones, very simple. What you'd buy anywhere and what you could build in your garage if you wanted.
But I mean, Wes, look at Australia. They have one of these gun massacres. How do they respond? They ban some guns. They do a buyback. They don't grandfather in everything. Guess how many mass shootings they've had since 1996?
I don't have the research immediately in front of me, but I'm sure you could tell me.
0.
Right.
None.
Well, there's also, you have to see, I agree the shootings need to be addressed, but there are other deeper, and people love to say it's just mental illness, which is fucking not true. There are other cultural issues, other things besides just the accessibility, because the accessibility can't be stopped. I'm sorry, it can't. There are more AKs in the world than there are people right now. You can't just make them go away.
I don't know. I still think that there is room for tighter gun control. But you are right that there is other things. It's not just mental health, but that is a part of it. But there's also the recession.
Oh yeah, poverty is, we're talking about spree shootings lately, but you have to keep in mind the majority of gun violence is not spree shootings. It's robberies that go bad, home invasions that go bad, desperation, poverty. It's desperate fucking people.
I think we're being a little too quick to just kind of cast gun control as one point or the other. Gun control doesn't necessarily have to entail taking anyone's AR-15s or even making the AR-15 illegal. Gun control, to my mind, should focus more on mandatory, just completely mandatory background checks. This gun show loophole, that's got to go, right?
I covered that in my editorial.
What is it? It's like, it's like, with the background checks they do, 2% of those are ever result in a sorry, we can't sell these to you.
Yeah.
2%.
Well, that's because most people, you have to remember that the majority of gun sales in this country are not at gun stores, which is the only place you're really going to do the check. Most of them are at gun shows or just personal, person-to-person trades.
So we gotta get the background checks more stringent.
Definitely.
Increase waiting periods. Someone's got an open mic, by the way.
It should be
periods. Me. I forgot what was the big one I was coming at here. Oh, and this is kind of a personal bug. I can't believe I haven't heard this one. Scat and I have talked about this a great deal.
Is that too loud? Go on. We're getting ready to finish.
Okay, sorry. I just want to say, oh shit, what was I saying? Threw me off.
All right, we're gonna go to. we'll let Wes collect his.
If your gun is improperly secured, that you should be held criminally accountable.
Yes.
If your gun is used in an accidental shooting.
All right, and on that note,
if your kid shoots himself with a gun that you had improperly secured in a closet, you should be charged with manslaughter. That's what I know.
And on that note, we're going to go to break. This is Mike Check Radio with me, Adam Hebert, Wes Carscadden, Wes Smith, Rob Poole. We'll be right back after this.
Woo! Manslaughter.
Jingle bells are jingling and they're jacking all the halls.
The More Me Show with DJ Downtown and Eddie Herradura. Live from our nation's capital every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern with hilariously scathing inches from the Beltway analysis of this week's political and social developments. The More Me Show at ProgressiveBlendRadio.com and RadioOrNot.com. Hi, this is Kenny Pick from Turn Up the Night. Here are some of the hijinks you can expect from my show.
Also, news just recently came out about a 15-year-old girl, I think, over in the UK.
Yeah.
Who's only eating McNuggets, and this 15-year-old
get real sick.
Yeah, her tongue swelled up and she collapsed.
What's the technical medical term for eating nothing but chicken nuggets?
I think that would be suicide.
Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Blend Radio, and KennyPick.com.
The body of a child, the brain of a genius, the 2000 IQ Killjoy detective.
It's Adam Hebert with Mike Check Radio.
And we are back for the second segment of Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert. And since we had to Turn Up the Night promo that break, I thought I would tell this story. I was telling Rob this story. So last night, Kenny Pick did his. Oh wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Joining me. Hello.
What?
Is everyone here?
I'm here.
I am.
I was listening.
Okay. All right. Joining me as always is, of course, Rob Poole out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Good evening.
And I don't know if Wes Smith is back, so we'll do him last. But Wes Karskan, of course, the most badass co-host in Liberal Talk in Liberal Talk Radio out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oi!
And Wes Smith, are you back? That's a no. All right.
The snow. That's a big event down here. You've lived in the South. You understand.
Yeah. It's, what's the wet, cold, wet, white? What's the cold, wet, white stuff on the ground? That's snow. Yeah, being from Chicago,
Seattle, and Alaska, and you get snow there.
I didn't know. I knew
here,
you. I knew about.
One a year.
Wait. When did you live in Alaska?
For my first semester in college. It sucked. I left.
Oh, okay.
It was dark and cold all the time, but yeah. My point being, it's hilarious to me that snow becomes a fixation. And I get it, too, because I've lived here back again long enough that I'm like, oh, snow, shit, yeah. Like, brightens your entire day.
Yep.
Up north,
all right.
Snow. God damn it.
I know, yeah. That's the way it is in Chicago or All right, so I thought I'll share this funny little story. So last night I was helping Kenny to promote his last show of the year, the last edition of Turn Up the Night in 2012, and I kind of accidentally caused a panic. Someone.
Please.
Okay. So I meant to type. Please check out the last edition of Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick for 2012. And I forgot to add the last part.
Nice.
So it read, check out the last edition of Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick tonight, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. And all of a sudden I'm getting panicked messages. It's like, I go back and I look and I was like, oh shit, Kenny's going to kill me. He's going to flens me.
Wait, what is cleansing?
I think it's where you just remove the skin. West? Do you know?
Cleansing? I guess. I'm not sure. I know there's filleting, which is removing the skin, but I don't know. I've heard the term before.
Yeah, you've probably heard it on Archer.
Probably, yes.
Anywho, we're gonna just go on. I think we've tried to buy Wes Smith enough time to get back.
Cleansing is the removing of the blubber or outer integument of the whales. English whalemen call it flenching, while American women call it the much more metal cutting in.
So, it's flaying, mostly.
Essentially, yes. It's flaying a whale.
Okay.
Which
and
sounds
I
like a
guess...
great masturbatory euphemism. I'm going to flay the whale.
See, the problem is...
I've got to close my mic while I get this...
Allegory.
That's true. It's true. Your mind just kind of fills it in. Sort of
Like
you know...
Kind of like whacking the tater.
Yeah, I'm gonna go filibuster the boner. In fact, filibustering John Boner is my new euphemism.
Okay, I think I've recovered, although I'm now quite red. I'm the Jolly Red Giant. I'm like Alan Hale in Giant Spider Invasion. Whoa. Hello?
No one got that reference.
Oh, sorry.
I could have sworn Karskaden would.
Sorry, I was
Alan
for a moment.
Alan Hale, Giant Spider Invasion. He was the fat ass sheriff.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
I have a horrible admission to make, is that we are not as up to date on our Joel era MST as we should be.
Yeah, we watch a lot of
bastards. Well, no, that's not Joel. That is Mike. That's season 8. That's Mike.
Oh, so that is Mike.
Oh.
Giant Spider Invasion is the one.
Access to or something.
Giant Spider Invasion is the one with the spider that eats people with its ass.
I do remember another Alan Hale one. Who
Angel's Revenge.
Spider Island. But I do remember Alan Hale well, that big buck-toothed blonde man.
Bruce Box body.
Yeah, quite a Bruce Box body.
Alright, so back to our Fuck the NRA session.
We can all agree on.
Yes, and like I said, you know, why is it that okay, go on.
I just want to plug them again, which I always do anytime the NRA comes up. If you do want to lobby for gun rights as an individual, go with the Second Amendment Foundation. They're a million times better. Read up on them.
You need to go full Rove, man. Every time the word NRA is even said, you need to be SFA.
There's a
right
great
back
video. If I don't have a link to it immediately at hand, but Al Jazeera invited on several people from different sides of the U.S. gun argument for a segment. They invited the head of the Second Amendment Foundation, thinking he'd just parrot the NRA, and the first thing out of his mouth when they asked was, "No, Wayne LaPierre's full of shit."
Wait, you're saying that Al Jazeera was doing actual journalism?
Inconceivable! Actually, the Al Jazeera English, they actually do good stuff.
Oh yeah, they're very good.
Compared to say CNN.
Well,
CNN's Jazeera are your best bets.
CNN's problem is this: they see how much money Fox is raking in, and they say, okay, obviously we have to be more like them if we want to make money, so they become shamelessly dishonest. Fox's success can basically be, well, first of all, Fox wouldn't exist today if it weren't for Rudy Giuliani, who basically handed Rupert Murdoch the single largest what's the technical term? Venue.
Partial land.
So the biggest, he basically said every public TV in the city of New York had to be tuned to Fox News. So if you were in a courthouse building and there was a TV, it was on Fox News. If you were in the mayor's office, Fox News. Every government building that had a TV had it on Fox News. Second of all, they are shamelessly dishonest and they don't give a fuck. When has Bill O'Reilly ever admitted to being wrong about the Malmedy thing? You remember where he said it was U.S. troops who killed Nazis? Bill O'Reilly defended Nazis, saying American troops committed war crimes against them. And he has never, ever said, oops, I was wrong.
Well,
okay.
Bill O'Reilly for you. I mean, he's a sensationalist.
But it's not just that. I think he's an idiot. However, what I'm saying is, Fox or CNN sees this, and they see how much cash this is bringing in, and they get the register sign, cha-ching, the dollar signs in their eyes, and like, okay,
money by underestimating the viewing audience.
It's like every time a liberal tries to speak up on Wolf Blitzer's show, we have to leave it there. Tell me that's not true. Tell me I'm what. Tell me, and it's the same thing with Wayne LaPierre. Did you hear? Okay, so Wayne LaPierre, we're not going to play the press conference. We're not going to give it any more publicity. Wayne LaPierre's basic solution is more guns.
Yeah.
More guns everywhere. Because, and I said this last week, but since we cut the show short last week, I'm going to say it again. To the right wing, freedom, and this is right wingers of any stripe, religious, gun nuts, whatever. Freedom is a zero-sum game, which means they either have it all or they have nothing. Look at Hobby Lobby. They just lost in court, and they're saying they're going to ignore the law anyway, because it's an infringement of their freedom if a woman somewhere has access to contraception. So either we all kiss their ass, or they're going to take their toys and go home.
Okay.
Can you imagine a world in which liberals took just completely unyielding moral stances?
I think the world would be a better place if liberals did that.
Because you're going to pay for that war.
Yeah, I'm going to separate my work from the government because I disagree with you not giving health care.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
And the fine for Hobby Lobby not complying is, I believe, $1.3 million a day. In other words, they just said we're going out of business.
Business leaders.
Gotta love it.
Or like Wayne LaPierre, he says that if we have to give up one type of gun, that means our Second Amendment rights are gone. Woohoo! Again, and we'll talk about Bork later, because if it weren't for Bork, we wouldn't have Scalia. But it's time that and why do we even act like these people are relevant to the discussion? The NRA has no role. In fact, it's time for the DC press corps. Whenever Wayne LaPierre goes to find a microphone, the press corps is all over that. He supposedly represents 4 million people. The AARP, of which both my parents are a member of, just rub it in their face that they're old. I'm such a good son, I know. They represent 40 to 50 million people. When's the last time you saw the press corps scrambling to an AARP press conference?
Now, to be fair, when do people ever go visit their grandparents? Sorry, that was mean. But the AARP isn't as controversial. I mean, the AARP, by their nature, isn't prone to such media shitstorms. Which the media loves a good shitstorm.
What I want to see is one of these reports.
Getting so much play because it's a shitstorm of massive proportions.
Well, here's why I want a reporter to go there and ask. He didn't even take questions, but if he would, I would have raised my hand and said,
"You disgust me."
It's time someone said that. It is time. I asked in my editorial, how many people must be sacrificed on the altar of Wayne LaPierre's agenda? We just found out, Freddie, 20 kids aren't enough. Gotta fuel that death boner.
Only death fuels a death boner.
I mean, it's not a death boner without the death, I suppose. Or just, it's this thing. 20 kids die, and of course 6 adults. We can't forget about that. But liberals are asking, how do we protect our kids? Conservatives are asking, how do we protect our guns, derp? Now, to be generous, they're more just saying, how can we protect our kids? Oh, more people need guns. Which is flawed reasoning, but it's not evil.
I don't know, read the paper. There is a lot of, well, obviously Obama's coming for our guns.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. There's crazies. They are out there and they are very loud.
And the NRA courts them.
Well, sure.
And
it's just like,
sorry.
Oh, it's just like the Republican Party, has to court its most extremes. The NRA being one of those extremes. And that's what gives them legitimacy. Because in this media age, you have to be one extreme or the other.
I gotta say, I almost think the NRA is intentionally being obstinate to get, something like the assault weapons ban back, because that grandfather clause back in '94 made them so much fucking money, because the whole clause was any gun produced before the law went into effect was exempt. So they produced, just shitloads of them. The gun industry produced shitloads of them and just charged like 8 times the asking price. I mean,
that's a good point. In fact, I was reading today about gun prices and how they're being affected. By the way, this even just talk of an assault weapons ban is gold for gun store owners.
It's insane. I mean
they're making money hand over. You cannot find an AR-15 lower receiver in a gun store anywhere. They are off the shelves.
It's a rigged game, man.
But it's because
they get paid for gun laws.
Because the NRA is fostering this paranoia. Oh, they're going to take their because they feed this the government. It's this. It goes down to this idea in conservative. And you see this in the way Boner governs and McConnell governs, and it's this idea that government is inherently evil, and so it shouldn't do anything. It is our job to stop government from functioning, which explains how they can give themselves a raise after doing absolutely nothing for 2 years. Because they honestly feel it's their job to prevent things to keep things from happening.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you look at their record. Literally nothing has passed. I mean, there's some things. But so much has just been blocked by bullshit procedural.
That's why we have to reform.
Let's not forget Mitch McConnell vetoing his own bill.
Yeah, we were going to talk about that and we forgot to. Yeah, well, here's how I think filibuster should be handled. Someone says filibuster. Harry Reid says, "Okay, get out the cots, Republicans. You sleep on the floor." Let's see how many filibusters happen if he does that. Yeah. We don't need to treat. We don't need.
Keep talking.
Exactly, and if your kidneys fail and you get taken off the floor, vote, baby, vote. You just lost the game.
Here's the fucked up thing. Here's the fucked up thing. When Harry Reid talks about filibuster reform, that's all he's talking about. He's talking about repealing the law, the ruling that made it so you don't actually, all you have to do is say the word filibuster, and it's a filibuster. You don't have to do anything. When he talks filibuster reform, that's all he wants to do is repeal that.
What we have to do is, again, we have to go back to what a filibuster is. We have to say no more secret holds. We need to say that you cannot apply the filibuster to presidential nominees. All presidential nominees get an up or down vote. Period. End of discussion. If you can't
we have a system in place. And this is crazy talk. We have a system in place where if you have more votes, your shit actually passes.
Oh, that's crazy talk, Wes. That is crazy.
Unbelievable.
That is crazy talk. So
you just shut up.
Sorry, I know it's insane.
I know.
It's out there.
How dare you try to bring logic to government, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen, it's been very prevalent this year. You've seen so many examples of, this bill, has 51 votes. It's failed. What?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, there's value to the filibuster. I don't think the filibuster should go anywhere. It should certainly be reformed, but we don't need to get rid of it. But you're right. When it comes to a vote and we hear things like 53 yeas, 47 nays, the nays have it. I mean, that just isn't right. That's an affront to logic.
Right. There was a time that, filibusters were actually rare. Looking back in the LBJ days, they passed Medicare with 51 votes.
it's the classic American thing of advertising and marketing, frankly, because when people hear Harry Reid wants to reform the filibuster, they're thinking about Mr. Smith up there, you know, in the movie, just with the courage of his convictions, the little guy fighting against the big upstart. They don't realize it's just this bullshit, pickaninny, you know, procedural shit.
Right, it's boring ass C-SPAN bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But again, so and like I said, we know, you know, I'm kind of hoping the Republicans will wake up and realize the NRA isn't their friend. But I'm not.
Good luck with that.
You know,
The problem is
here's
the NRA is the Republican politicians' friend.
well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's how, you know, if the Republicans were smart, they'd be with us on gun control because. I don't know if you heard about this one, and you know we could talk about this more in depth. But the price of a gallon of milk is about to go up to $8 because the Republicans are playing politics with the Farm Bill. They think that if they just create enough pain on the people Barack Obama cares about, the poor, and I honestly believe President Obama cares about the poor. They think that if they just cause these people enough pain, Barack Obama will give them whatever they want.
See, the problem with that is it's going to we're not stupid. We know what's going on.
Well, it's not just that. Do you want a bunch of angry people who can't afford to buy a basic foodstuff, milk, armed with guns and ammunition? If they were smart, they'd be saying,
guns never combined.
You know, here's what I say. Maybe what we the people need to do is we need to erect a replica of a guillotine outside of Congress and remind them what happened the last time that something like that happened. Sometimes I'm not saying we start guillotining people. Newsbusters. If you're listening, Newsbusters, I am not advocating guillotining members of Congress. I am simply saying that. Don't get me in trouble with Newsbusters. Okay. All right, Newsbusters. If you're listening, we are advocating the guillotining of Republican congressmen. So please make sure you get.
Cantor.
I'm all for that. Let's start with Cantor. Strap him in. Pull. Oh, I will say this. I want to pull the lever on Scalia.
Okay.
I'll throw Lieberman in. I mean, let's be fair.
Scalia's ass is mine. I want that scalp. So again, Newsbusters, if you're listening, please do us the courtesy. Not that Republicans understand the concept of courtesy, but please do us the courtesy of making sure to transcribe what we said correctly. Of course, we all know you're a bunch of dishonest pricks who will not do that, but I love being proven right.
If they can shout about, killing gay people, we can shout about killing douchebags. Doesn't mean we'd actually do it.
Actually, so I was wrong. Apparently, Nicole Sandler has been on the air this week. Nicole Sandler, who runs Radar or Not, which is Kenny's Kenny's landlord, Nicole Sandler. So she said that Dana Loesch, she who did.
I had to play it.
I had to play it. Hey, like I said, I now know that if you guys get out of line, I just have to break this out, and you'll behave, right? So she says.
Dare I ask what prompted that sound?
It was over the Todd. It was the Todd Aiken thing because liberals were freaking out. She says, "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!" I was like, "What sort of adult woman on national radio uses oh my god? Seriously, grow up!" So anyway, fuck Todd Aiken. So she says Dana Loesch is a disgrace to the female gender, and Newsbusters flagged her on that. I said, but it's true. Actually, Dana Loesch is a disgrace to any gender, really. Again, Newsbusters, Adam Hebert, me, said that Dana Loesch is a disgrace to all genders. Please make sure to get it right. You know, all I wanted for Christmas was a front page article.
Butchers is a disgrace to media, so you know.
You know, all I wanted for my birthday and Christmas was like a nice headline on Newsbusters, and you know, so epic fail.
Expletive deleted.
Oops, wrong one. This is what I'm looking. Lib talker Adam Hebert says.
Expletive deleted.
Yeah, but speaking of Dana Loesch, there was that story about her and having issues with Breitbart.
How about we talk about that? And because I think this is going towards the caving in of the conservative wing of the Republican Party. We'll talk about that when we come back from break. But we got a couple minutes before we have to go to break. So, yeah. Damn, I've got nothing.
So what are you talking about?
I don't know anymore.
Dana Loesch, wow, she looks exactly like she sounds.
I will say she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, just the facial expression that Google gave me is exactly what I imagine when that squeal comes out. She was unaware that working for Breitbart.com would naturally involve indentured servitude in limbo. That's hardly surprising.
Yeah.
Basically, apparently she was treated by shit by Andrew Breitbart's company.
What? A dishonest Republican?
What? A misogynist Republican? That'll never happen.
Inconceivable! But, you know, 10 will get you 20 that she wants to make it harder for any other woman to do what she's trying to do.
All right. So we'll talk more.
She's
We'll
going
talk
back
more.
with the vagina.
That's why you are a disgrace to women.
We'll talk more about the story when we get back. I think we're just gonna break early, and we'll come back, and then we'll discuss stuff and stuff. So this is, of course, Mike Check. Your first hour one is done. Woohoo! Woo! Oh dear God! I just sounded like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Shit.
Rub his belly.
No, don't. I will tell you that towards the end of high school, I couldn't stand it because people would come up to me and poke me in the belly, going hoo-hoo, and I got to the point where I was ready to take a swing. I mean, it pissed me off.
That would be hilarious if you saw the finger come down and poke him and went, hoo-hoo, motherfucker! God, I think you bruised me internally.
Alright. And on that note, we're going to go to break. This is, of course, Mike Check Radio with me, Adam Hebert, West Coast guy, the most badass co-host of Lower Talk Radio, Rob Poole out of Baltimore, and, of course, special guest co-host, Wes Smith in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Molestation is the best molestation of all.
I'm sorry, sir?
Pillsbury Doughboy molestation is the best of all.
Oh, dear God. Someone's going to rule... Is it Rule 34? Don't even joke about that.
To Google.
Alright, your music for this break is going to be a remix. Your music for last break was, of course, Can You Pick All I Got for Christmas was a song stuck in my head. This one is a remix from the Ocarina of Time, Mamacita's In My Valley, a remix of Gerudo Valley. We'll be back right after this. Oops. What the hell? Stop. Where is my bump? It's not funny.
Why? Click on it.
Okay, here we go. Let's try this. What the fuck?
You never know who or what you'll hear.
What the hell? Okay, we're having problems here. None of my bumps are working.
Oh, well, he's very popular, Ed.
Okay, I guess I'll have to fix it.
We're busy
Let's
Rule
just-
34ing the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, well, he's very popular, Ed.
We'll do that.
Sportos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
They think he's a righteous dude. Oh, well, he's very popular, Ed. The sportos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
They think he's a righteous dude.
Hi, this is Kenny Pick from Turn Up the Night. Here are some of the hijinks you can expect from my show. Now, Tony, since you're in the UK,
I would love to get your opinion of some of our contenders right now. So let's start with our good friend Mitt Romney.
Mr. Smoothie.
Yeah. Have you heard his singing voice? The man has the voice of an angel.
Does he really?
Above the fruited plains. So.
Brilliant.
Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Blend Radio, and KennyPick.com.
This is Jackson Brown, and you're listening to The Nicole Sandler Show.
This is Melissa Etheridge, and you're listening to my friend, Nicole Sandler.
Hey, this is Rob with Matchbox 20.
Hey, this is Chris Isaac.
Hi, this is Suzanne Vega.
Hey, this is Trey Anastasio, and you're listening to
my friend Nicole Sandler.
Bare Naked Ladies, you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
What's up? This is Howie Day, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
Hey, this is Henry.
And I'm JoJo. And I'm Ringo. And we're Los Lonely Boys, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
This is Kelly from Stereophonics, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
This is Evan Dando of the Lemonheads, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
Hi, my name's Jonathan Brooke, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
This is Pat Monahan from the band Train, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
This is Ziggy Marley, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
Hey, this is Pete Yorn, and you're listening to Nicole Sandler.
The lovely Nicole Sandler.
Nicole Sandler. Nicole is awesome.
The Nicole Sandler Show at RadioOrNot.com. Music to my ears.
No. No. What the hell? Are you stuck at home on a Saturday night with nothing to do again?
I can't take it anymore!
Then join me, my co-hosts, and my guests every Saturday evening for Mic Check Radio with Adam Hebert. Okay. Together we'll discuss the big news of the week from entertainment and politics, talk about the issues that are on your mind, and hey, we'll even talk about general stupidity and jackassery from the American right.
You stupid jackass!
So join me every Saturday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Central at my Ustream home, Mic Check Radio. Come on in, it'll be loads of fun.
Gee, I sure hope there's a happy ending. I love a happy ending.
And now, live on your computer machine, it's Adam Hebert with Mic Check Radio.
Fuck yeah!
Okay, that was weird. It just cut. Okay, that's very weird. I want a fade. Let me see here. Smooth.
Unplug computer stuff. You know.
Okay, we got it. Alright, so we are back for the second hour of Mic Check Radio with Adam Hebert. Of course, I am your host, Adam Hebert. Oh my god, that's such a shocker, and you guys are pervs. I'm looking at the Skype chats.
Hey, I stopped clicking after, like, 3.
But
after 3,
you
we
found...
were discussing before the break, Rob did in fact find Rule 34 of the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh
who,
my
by the way, is of indeterminate gender on the internet.
But
you can find it yourself. We're not linking it. Don't worry.
I shouldn't have enabled links in the chat. Yeah. I run a whole... Guys, you do understand that there's a good chance that we may... Wait! This could be just what we need to get on Newsbusters' radar. We're pervs!
More porno news.
Anywho, let's talk about Ms. Dana Loesch's... What? I wonder if there's Rule 34 of Dana Loesch involving this.
We'll get you on Newsbusters.
I will pay money if someone writes that and sends it to Newsbusters. Copy it to Brent Bozell. Okay. Does everyone have the giggles out of their system?
Continue.
Anywho, let's talk about Dana Loesch, shall we? Because she's having some troubles with her friends over at Not So Breitbart. And, you know, we've talked about Not So Breitbart before because one of my favorite anime voice actors, I don't know if he still does. I don't know if he's seen the light, but Spike Spencer, who was the voice of Shinji Ikari in Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Akito Tenkawa and Nadesco, he does a lot of meek characters. Because that's what his voice is suited towards. And I will say he's a good voice actor, but then I read this article where he was just predicting doom over Obamacare, and I actually thought about trying to get him on the show. Because he has no current projects, as far as I know. He's completely dropped off the radar. So I was like, maybe I can get, and I was like, what we'll do is I'll have him on for an hour. We'll spend half an hour talking about his politics. We'll spend half an hour talking about his career. I thought, and I never got to doing it. Because I figured he'd say no. So, but Breitbart, what was it Obi-Wan Kenobi said about Mos Eisley? I need that drop in my box. I need that.
You'll never find a more wretched high of scum and villainy?
Yes,
I don't think Obi-Wan said that.
Yeah, he did.
No, I mean that he needs a drop in his box. Never mind.
He's like fetching a package or something. He's like, my mail's not here. I need a drop in my box.
You guys know damn well what I mean. And it's not the perverted kind, it's not the sexual kind of box.
Well, yeah. I just meant like, a package in the mail. What are you talking about, you fucking pervert?
Yes, this is coming from... What's this about a pedo stash? Alright, let's talk about Dana Loesch. Shit. You guys are off the fucking chain. Tonight. You guys are off the fucking chain. Alright, so Dana Loesch is... Who wants to cover this one? Who wants to start the ball rolling? Who found the story?
I saw it, but I don't have it up anymore. So continue.
Well, who posted it? Who found it? Let me scroll up. Robert, why don't you take the lead on this one, my friend?
Alright, so basically, this is actually a couple days old, but, Dana Loesch apparently had some issues with, Breitbart. Apparently, the rapidly anti-union Dana wants at least $75,000 in damages, and to be set free. Apparently, she didn't realize that being a conservative, that
that's okay. So basically, she is suing under union laws that unions fought for over
that she's against.
That she's against unions, but she is suing using those laws over hostile work conditions. According to the story, Dana Loesch claims her relationship with Breitbart.com went tragically awry. That's a nice way of putting it. Went tragically awry after they refused to let her work for the company or any other company, forcing her into indentured servitude in limbo. And she's surprised about that. Why? Conservatism is an authoritarian philosophy. Of course they're gonna treat you like shit, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, imagine that. If you're a member of an organization whose whole thing is taking rights away from their workers, why are you surprised when they take rights away from their workers?
Victor Rocco says, haha, you don't have a union.
Because they're supposed to govern themselves. They're supposed to do right just because.
I have to point this out, though. Dana Loesch does have a union because all people who are on the airwaves have to be a member of Ask Me. I don't know how to pronounce it. But you have to be a
union, essentially.
Yeah, you have to be a member of the Broadcasters Union. Bill O'Reilly's a member. All these Republicans who rant and rave about the evils of unions are members of this union. Even Rush Limbaugh is, because you have to be a member of the union to broadcast.
Right.
I find Victor, sorry, you're wrong, buddy. She has a union. She's just No, it's not ASCAP. AFTRA. Then what's ASME? Okay, it's AFTRA. But in order to broadcast on the airwaves, you have to be a member of the union. So every Republican who rants and raves about the evils of unions, congratulations, you are now a hypocrite. So I'm sorry. I find it hard to have sympathy for Dana Loesch. Again, conservatism, authoritarian. We already know they're anti-woman. She actually supported Todd Akin. Now she's surprised that she's getting treated like trash by her company.
Yeah, I mean, she basically said that being treated like trash is essentially okay.
Unless it's happening to her.
She is the one who is on the receiving end.
Unless it's happening to her. If it's happening to her, oh my god, it's horrible. And she does her little screech that I really should hotkey.
No. I'm gonna find you and punch you.
At the risk of generalizing, that's a big difference between conservatives and liberals. Empathy.
Yeah.
We don't have to be in that situation too,
I don't empathize with her. She's a bitch.
Also, we
she's
have
a
less
bitch.
horrifying screeches.
She is getting exactly what she deserves. This is her dishwater.
Totally. I'm just
this
saying
is her
that,
dishwater. She needs to soak in it.
Right. No, I totally agree. I'm just saying that I would be willing to bet her feelings on this subject have changed, at least privately, quite a bit, because she has now been victimized by the policies that she supported. Maybe privately, but I guarantee you when she comes back from vacation, she's still going to be talking about those evil union thugs. Yeah, probably. I'm just saying, anecdotally even, liberals don't need to experience an injustice firsthand to identify it as such.
Right.
I don't think it's an injustice. I think it's poetic justice. She is getting exactly what she has advocated for everyone else. But because it's her, oh my god, how horrible! Oh, my stars and gutters, I'll be on the fainting couch out on the veranda with a mint julep.
I like stars and gutters better. That was pretty cool.
Oh, my stars. I should get that drop from X-Men. Because I will say this. I'm not a big fan of Kelsey Grammer's politics. I actually thought he was good as Beast. I really did. In X3, in X-Men 3.
That's part of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That one was a turd.
I know, but I mean...
That's being insulting to all turds. But...
No, I mean, I really thought Kelsey Grammer was good as Beast. I really did. So, I have to get that clip. We'll have to add that to the list, please.
An air guitar.
Huh?
An air guitar riff. Since we're coming up with stuff to put in your box, how about that? An air guitar riff.
So, from Wayne's World?
Guitar riff?
So, from Wayne's World. Oh, no. What about the one from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Oh, dear God. How old is that movie now? That movie's got to be almost 30 years old.
I know Keanu probably looks back at that as his glory days.
It was made in 1989. So, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus H. Christ. Alright, so, I know we were having, and again, like I said, Dana Loesch, this is your dishwashing liquid, so you can go soak in it, and maybe after you've experienced some of the pain and suffering you've inflicted on other people, maybe we'll offer you a handout, if we have time. Looking at my calendar, I'll be available to help you out sometime between now and roughly the time the sun goes supernova, destroying the entire solar system. So I'll pencil you in.
Yeah. So there.
All right. So let's go back to the guns thing because we should have discussed this earlier, but I completely slipped my mind. So, I'm sure everyone remembers the bit from I played it last week, but the thing, and I don't have the clips. Unfortunately, I'm on another computer that was not show ready until earlier. But so last week we played that clip of Piers Morgan telling Larry Pratt of Gun Owners of America that you're an unbelievably stupid man, aren't you? And of course it's true, but the right wing is not taking this kindly, and they have launched a petition on the White House website, the same place that the Death Star petition is located at.
That's how seriously we'll take it.
To deport Piers Morgan because he is attacking the Second Amendment. And what they fail to realize is Piers Morgan is protected by the First. See, conservatives just don't grasp this concept. They think that the First Amendment means they can't be criticized, that I can say whatever I want and you can't say anything about it. Ha ha ha. No, the First Amendment means if you're acting like a jackass, I'm entirely within my rights to say you're a fucking jackass.
Yeah, the First Amendment says the government can't say that you can't say that you're a jackass.
Yeah, Barack Obama can't send you to jail for what you said, and guess what? You're not in jail, so the First Amendment's alive and well.
But, so they're trying to get Piers Morgan deported. And then, of course, David Gregory of Meet the Press, or Press the Meet. Look, David Gregory, this is what pisses me off the most about Armin. Nice guy, Wes, both Wes's and Rob. I'm sure you agree with me. He's a nice guy. He's just a right-wing douchebag at times.
Gregory?
No. Armin.
Oh, yeah.
Right-wing Armin on Facebook.
Totally.
He's a nice guy when it's not politics. But so he's sitting here and he's saying, "Oh, David Gregory should totally be prosecuted." I said, "Oh, so what you're saying? So whatever happened to the right to a free press?"
I think you're kind of getting ahead of yourself on that one, though.
Oh, okay.
In case anyone didn't hear about it.
Let's stop. We'll reset. Listen. All right. So what happened is David Gregory, and this is after they started trying to get Piers Morgan deported. David Gregory on Meet the Press had Wayne LaPierre on, and during the discussion, he holds up a 30-round clip, or what looks to be one. This technically violates the DC gun ban. So conservatives are all of a sudden, "Oh my God, he should be in jail! He violated the law!" They're just doing it because again, this is the small ball conservatives play. They can't answer the questions, so they go after the questioners. And don't get me wrong, as I said, David Gregory is not a left-wing guy. He's a right-winger. This is a guy who was dancing and rapping with Karl Rove during the Bush administration. David Gregory is not a left-wing guy.
Well, the story that I heard, I don't have confirmation on this, so take it as you will. But what I heard was that NBC asked the DC Police Department for a clip to use as a prop, which would be fairly, totally reasonable. I don't know. I can't confirm that. But where's the issue?
Armin said that they asked. Armin posted an article that said that, and again, it's coming from Armin, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But he posted an article that said that NBC asked if it would be okay, and they were told no. However, here's the rub. How can you prove that what David Gregory showed was an actual clip? If you can't prove that it wasn't a prop, you can't press charges. Sorry.
If they would... Sorry, you go ahead.
It's one of those issues where, yes, technically, by all appearances, he broke the law. It's also such a non-issue that we can just let it go. It's like
but they can't.
Some dude you don't know is smoking a joint. Yes, he's breaking the law, but who gives a shit?
But they can't. That's my point. They are such a bunch of petty assholes on the right that they see an opportunity to put the hurt to David Gregory because he dared ask their butt buddy a hard question that he did not have an answer for.
You know,
So they're saying that we're going to retaliate by putting this man in jail. That's the
funny thing. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That's the sort of small ball these assholes play. They can't play big boy ball, so they play these petty tricks that and they don't care that they're being hypocrites, because to them anything is acceptable as long as it gets them their desired result. Which is, in this case, it's revenge against David Gregory.
The funny thing about it is, if they would approach it like fucking adults rather than trying to find some petty way to score a cheap-ass point, quit playing small ball, just like you said, they might be surprised to find a fair amount of liberals think that that is an unjust law, too. You know? They might actually substantively get some support on that issue, but no, they gotta score a point.
I mean, there are a lot of liberals. I guess it's weird that it's cast this left-right issue, because there's a lot of liberals I know who own guns and who shoot guns and who like competing with guns or hunting or, just going out and blowing some stuff up at a private range, and fully support that right. It's not a left versus right thing.
Most of the liberals in the South love guns. I would venture more than most of the conservatives. Because, frankly, you got to be a tough motherfucker to be a liberal in the South.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd like to reference this is an organization I like to inform everyone about, because it's what you would totally not associate with gun owners. Is one of my favorite groups called the Pink Pistols, who they are a gay rights group whose basic idea is that they want to, if you're going to have concealed carry laws in the books, arm gay people, especially in places like the South where there's a lot of religion, there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of homophobia. Okay, arm the gay people so they can defend themselves.
See how fast those laws change as soon as a gay guy opens fire on,
let's
a truckload of rednecks who are following him yelling faggot.
Yeah, let's try to see what the NRA has to say if we get their membership up to 50% black. That'll scare them.
Yeah, really. And that's an interesting thing about that too. I mean, when we talk about the NRA and when we think of the NRA, we think of a bunch of white guys. Could you imagine black guys in the NRA?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if we started arming all the poor black people, the NRA would be changing their tune. Anyway, we're up against the break. We will be back after this. No Green News Report this week because Brad and Desi are on a well-deserved vacation that I didn't authorize! No, seriously. I hope they're having a lovely time wherever they are. And they'll be back, I believe, in 2 weeks from today. So we'll have new green. Anyway, the music for this break is a remix from Earthbound called Snowbound. We'll be back after this.
This is Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
This is Stephanie Miller.
Hi, this is Tom Harmon.
Hello, everybody. I'm David Schuster of Take Action News.
I'm Brad Friedman of BradBlog.com.
Hi, I'm cartoonist and agent provocateur P.S. Mueller.
This is Nicole Bell of CrooksandLiars.com, and this is...
You're listening to
and watching
Filter Free Radio.
Filter Free Radio.
Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
Jacob Dean.
With Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
Great presidents aren't born, they are made. We've got to push people. They don't jump out in front of a parade if there's not a parade there. That is political suicide. The parade, metaphorically, already has to be in the streets with the picket signs saying, we need progressive talk in Portland, or we need marriage equality in Washington, or we need marijuana legalization in Colorado, you know, whatever.
The Trans-Canada Pipeline.
Stop
the pipeline.
We have to push for our positions because they're not just going to out of thin air.
FilterFreeRadio.com.
The 99 Report with Ally McNeil, covering all the issues that affect the 99% and what drives the Occupy movement. Live on Fridays from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern at blogtalkradio.com/99-report. Podcasts available on the blog, the99report.blogspot.com. And be sure to follow Ally and the 99 Report at Watergate Summer on Twitter. The 99 Report with Ally McNeil, a voice for the majority.
You know, Captain, every year of my life, I grow more and more convinced that the wisest and best is to fix our attention on...
Mic check radio.
You just take the time to look at it.
Yeah, some guy McConnell.
Hey, it's Mic check radio with Adam Hebert.
And we are back on Mic Check Radio, home of the good and the beautiful. Of course, I am the beautiful, and I guess my co-hosts are the good.
Someone has to be.
I guess.
So
I will break you.
that was good. That was good. Anywho, jeez. You guys are just off the chain in the skin. All right.
Yes, we are perverts. Thank you for noticing.
You pervo.
As if you didn't know.
Well,
so
you know,
not seeing his porno chat.
And you guys should be thankful for that. Anywho, so yeah, I'm just, you know, like we were saying earlier, I'm tired of the small ball that the right wing plays. And and again, it's every time. If you question their dogma, they go after you. If you
I love that term.
What term?
It's perfect.
Dogma.
Small ball. It's completely encapsulated.
Right. Oh my God! Piers Morgan called us stupid man stupid. Let's get him deported. David Gregory asked
the funny thing about that, the Piers Morgan thing, though, and sorry for breaking into that.
No, it's fine.
We had our poll, our little but the British did their petition too. They don't want him back. They don't want Piers Morgan back. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do about that?
My guess is nothing. And like I said, it's just they don't care. You know, fuck everyone else. It's all about me, me, me. That's basically the right-wing mentality. He questioned guns. He's got to go.
Yeah, you're not lockstep with the party, and that's why, you know, Republicans. There's this kind of cliche that Republicans get stuff done, but they suck. You know, Democrats are better, but they don't get stuff done. Well, Republicans get stuff done because the problem with the left, and also their biggest advantage, is that it's more diverse. You know, we can agree that you know, on most things, and we can disagree on guns. And
Democrats are a coalition.
I think there's a great line from Oz, the wonderful HBO drama, that perfectly encapsulates this, which is, the things that I love about you are what piss me off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel about my liberal brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, you know, it's this mentality that anyone who questions what is going to be destroyed. And they don't, so they're always worrying about their Second Amendment rights. Just, you better pray your right to life doesn't get in the way of their right to bear arms, because they will not hesitate to pull the trigger. How do we know this? Because they've said it. All that matters to them is they get their nice penis replacements.
We came unarmed this time.
Tea Party brought shotguns, man.
Yeah. Tea Party brought fucking shotguns.
Like, it's even as a major gun rights advocate, you don't bring shotguns to a rally. That's just asking for trouble.
That's terrorism.
You don't be a dick about it.
It's small t terrorism.
Yeah. The right wing in this country is largely a terrorist organization. If you look at, for example, the anti-abortion lobby, they terrorize women who made this decision to have an abortion. And if they don't stop them from going into that building, they will blow up the building. But that's okay, because they are Christians who are fighting for Jesus.
Oh man.
So it's okay.
Those people they're killing, they're outside the womb. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have an umbilical cord still attached, I don't give a shit about you.
Yep. Once it's out of the womb, they don't care.
Pretty much.
Fuck it, get a job.
You're just a potential enemy at that point.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care. And it's the same, like I said earlier, we're talking about how the price of milk is about to go up, because the Republicans thought that if they took the poor hostage, President Obama would just cave in and give them whatever they wanted, and it'll be hunky-dory, and yeah, we'll give them their food stamps, but we're going to give them less. I mean, the Republicans are basically damning themselves, and they're too stupid to realize it.
They don't understand that they're basically destroying their brand already.
Well, the brand's destroyed. Remember, the only reason why they won the election in the House is because it was a rigged game. Don't let anyone tell.
They gerrymandered it.
I gotta take issue, because I know you didn't mean it this way, but I've heard that excuse. That's Boehner's whole excuse for being such a hard negotiator, is that, well, the American people chose to give us the House.
But they didn't.
But they didn't, exactly. They lost the fucking House. They didn't lose it by such a margin that they lost the majority, but they lost the race for the House. And it pisses me off every time I hear one of them fucking using that as an excuse.
It's like I tell Armin all the time when he says, but they sent back a Republican House. I said, you don't get credit for winning a rigged game, Armin. You don't get credit.
They just maintained the slimmest of leads.
Exactly. That's as far as I'm concerned. They cheated. They cheated. If we say they lost, then we can't say they cheated. I would rather say they cheated. We can make the case that they cheated. Right. Because they held the majority. Boner's probably going to keep his speakership. Maybe. No, I'm pretty sure he will. Democrats
pretty terrible right now.
Painter wants a piece of that tail.
Oh, that boner is flaccid.
That boner is flaccid. No, I think Boner's gonna make it. I really do. Just because he plays hardball. He will cut a bitch. He honestly thinks he's entitled to this job. He thinks it's his destiny. Like all Republicans. It's like Mitt Romney. Oh, we should talk about that. Who wants to talk about Mitt Romney and what his stupid son Tag said?
He didn't want to run for president.
Yeah, he didn't want to. My dad didn't want to be president. You stupid poopy heads. That's basically what he said.
It's like, really? Because your dad just spent like 8 years doing something he didn't want to.
8 years and hundreds of millions of his own dollars. Yeah.
Well, in fairness, Romney has more than a couple hundred. He has more. He's all right. Until the fiscal cliff happens and his the taxes on his capital gains go up some.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's
so
up like 4%.
and I'm still waiting for Tag Romney to accept my challenge to a fight. I mean, like I said, I've got 2 bad knees and a bad back. I'll still kick your ass, Tag. Bring it, motherfucker.
What's the problem? He'll just hire a Mexican wrestler to fight you for him.
No. This is me versus him. No stand-ins. Because I'll tell you what, if he wants stand-ins, that's fine. Wes Karskadin, you can stand in for me.
I'm not fighting a Mexican wrestler for you. Fuck you.
You might send El Santo.
He's huge.
El Santo is also dead.
Well, I don't want to fight him even less. He's undead.
El Santo by now.
El Santo will
never die.
El Santo will save us.
El Santo saves us and saves all the world.
No. That's Rousdower. That's Rousdower.
Improvisation.
Okay. That's fine. But no, his Tag is basically saying, "Oh, you stupid Americans, you were too stupid to vote for him." He didn't want to be your president anyway. I mean, what a prick!
Kindergarten defense.
Hey,
what a prick!
Finally, the majority of the American people and Mitt Romney agree on something.
I mean, it just shows that his son is a spoiled brat. What a self-entitled ass. Tag Romney has never earned a single dime in his life. He's a rich, spoiled brat, and he's like 40, and he's never worked a hard day in his life. He's never thrown pallets or stocked a shelf or pushed carts in an empty parking lot at 3 a.m. in the morning.
I'm sensing a little hostility.
I'm sorry.
We went to a dark place.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't bring up my past. But the fact of the matter is, he's never earned any of his money. Everything he has, he got because of who his father is, who his grandfather was. He's never earned anything. Even if he has earned money on his own, it's because of his father's connections. He got that Rolodex. Just like Mitt Romney got the Rolodex from George Romney, his father. You know, like in that, that Leonard Nimoy thing. What was it? You know, the man who built that or whatever on the Daily Show. Mitt Romney may have made some money and built a successful company, but it's only because he had resources that the average American didn't, which is his father's money and his father's connections.
Yeah, he's basically everything the working class hates about the 1%.
And I don't buy it for a second. I think Mitt Romney it's sour grapes. He thought, oh my God, I'm destined to win. Remember, he was a believer in the White Horse Prophecy, the idea that a Mormon would win the president and then would institute a Mormon theocracy. And I know Kenny Pick thinks I'm off the deep end with this, but it's in the Book of fucking Mormon, okay? Where Joseph Smith basically said one day this is going to happen and they're going to treat the Mormons badly because we're going to treat them like shit. You know, that Joseph Smith wanted to set up a fundamentalist Mormon theocracy in the United States. It's right there in the Book of Mormon. You don't believe me? Look it up. So, you know.
I guess they are Christian after all.
So
that makes sense.
Yep. Okay. So you guys did all remember to bring 2 assholes of the week this week, right?
Mine 2 stinky assholes.
Okay, good.
Mine is big enough for 2.
All right. If it's that big, we'll give you a mulligan, Rob. I just want to make sure what we're going to do is, I think for now, let's start doing the retrospective part of the show. We've been on the air for a little over half the year, and one of the reasons why I said I want to be off the ground in June is because I knew this was going to be a big news year, and I wanted to establish myself and establish the show. Back then, it was just me. It was just me, and then of course Wes came along, Karskan came along, and then Rob and John came along, and then Wes joined our very dysfunctional, perverted family, and who knows how our Mike Check Radio is like the Blob. It's going to keep absorbing people and growing and growing and growing. And so I thought we would take a look back at some of the big news stories we've covered over this past 6 months. Wes Smith, what would you think is the biggest... Okay, I'm trying to think how to do this. What's the biggest political fuck up of during the time we've been on the air, June through present? What's the biggest fuck up you've seen?
Like specifically political or
anything? We'll do anything we've covered on the show.
Probably the biggest fuck up would be Mitt Romney's 47% comments.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty amazing.
The one case where he actually told the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time he wanted to.
For him to come so far, 6 fucking years of campaigning, and then just drop the ball that is just like spending months getting yourself ready for the prom, getting the perfect date, getting everything, and as soon as you step in front of the camera under that arch to get your picture, you just shit all over yourself. In a white tuxedo.
All right, and what would you say is the biggest political? I mean, what's the opposite of a fuck up? Would you say what should we call what?
Oh man, let's see.
Victory.
Win.
Victory.
I mean, just the Obama campaign in general probably qualifies. I mean, it was just masterful,
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that on the other side, honestly, if I was, I think any intellectually honest conservative has to tip their hat just to the sheer political skills on display by the Obama campaign, because they played that campaign like a fiddle.
All right, and what would you say is the single biggest story we've done on this show in the roughly 6 months? It doesn't have to be when you were around, but I mean, just what would you say?
Tentatively, I'm going to say Benghazi. The Newtown shootings might prove in the long term to be the biggest one.
Okay, Rob Poole, you're up. What would you say is the biggest fuck up of since we've been on the air?
Damn. Because I mean, Wes basically took the one I was going to pick. I would probably say.
Yoink.
No, I'd probably say the total avoidance or the total ignorance of the fiber scandal.
Damn it!
Ooh.
I've been a naughty boy, haven't I? He's calling me out.
Yeah, that was kind of a major deal.
I'm sorry.
It kind of went up under everyone's radar, but it was a lot bigger deal than a lot of people gave it, credence for, considering just the scale of it, which alone just freaks people out, makes people's eyes glaze.
Right.
It's probably why it wasn't covered is because it blew people's fucking minds.
Well, it's all a matter of covering it. They should have covered it as, rich British tycoons rip United States off.
Right.
James Bond villains.
Yeah, and it did have that kind of appeal to it too. I mean, and the fact that this also ties in. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that one because I might save it for later. But it also ties into this whole idea now that we can't go after banksters.
Ugh.
And that just really pisses me off.
All right. What would you say is the biggest victory?
I would probably say the vice presidential debates. That and the second presidential debates. Those were like really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That was the opposite of shitting all over yourself.
And are you gonna run with?
That was shitting on your opponent there.
Yeah, just a good teabagging.
That was a good. And are you going to run with LIBOR as the biggest story? Oh wait, we didn't cover that. What would you say is the biggest story we've covered in our short existence?
I would probably say Newtown.
Okay. All right, Carskadden, you're up. Biggest fuck up.
Okay. I'd say the biggest clusterfuck would probably be. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we picked all the good stuff, so.
Yeah, you picked over. I had one in mind, and then I lost it. The other two categories.
Just
I would
go
say
whatever
probably
comes
the
on.
biggest clusterfuck of this half year or so was probably further back. It was probably when we were still in the primaries, pretty much. We still had Bachman in our conversation.
Oh, I miss
Bachman.
Bachman.
Oh God, I miss her so much. I wish her the best. She's batting off crazy forever.
Well, she's got another 4 years, so.
2.
She's got to open her mouth.
She's got 2
sooner or
years.
later.
She's got 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
she barely won re-election. She's probably gone next term because she barely won.
Yeah, because we lost a bunch of other teabaggers too. So
yeah, it's like all the funny ones are gone. It sucks.
There's enough. Don't worry.
And
there's
so
fat
where
crazy in Washington.
So where were we? Did we do the We did the victory, right? No, we didn't do the victory. We've only done fuck
we
up.
didn't do the victory.
Biggest victory.
Biggest victory. I would say would have to be when Rush Limbaugh started blaming feminism for his small penis. That is the greatest victory. That's when you knew he had immediately just gone off the deep end beyond any shadow of a question.
The slut shaming of what's her name?
Sandra Fluke.
Yes.
Fluke.
All
right.
Because he just lashed out at somebody and lost all credence.
Yeah. And
Avatar too.
And
all right.
The biggest thing that we've covered probably was election night, and I'm kind of sad I missed a lot of it because I was really plowed. Although I'm not sad about anything else that happened that night.
Yeah, the election night just didn't go well because I had no Kenny Pick did not mention he would be on WVKO, which sucked a lot of our oxygen out. Don't get me wrong, I get it. Kenny Pick, is serious about his work, but if he had said, "Oh, I'm going to be on WVKO," I wouldn't even bother broadcasting. I assumed we were going to be, we were going to basically be taking over the desk. So. All right, mine is the biggest fuck up. Todd Akin and Richard Murdoch, definitely.
Yeah.
They had those races in the bag until they opened their big mouths. I mean, let's if Todd Akin,
as a liberal, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Todd Akin. We should for giving yourself a Dick Cheney. Yes, every patriotic American should be sending them a Christmas card saying thank you for being a stupid ass motherfucker. My biggest victory is the DNC because the DNC wasn't actually a national convention. It was 3 days of Mitt Romney being strapped into an automatic ass kicking machine set to 11. The Democrats were on fire. What was it? What's next? Biggest
story.
I'm gonna say the vice presidential pick. We got to break that, Wes. I don't know if you remember, Karskadden. We were on the air the day that was announced, and I was so fucking excited because we got not only did we get the scoop Kenny pick, we got the scoop Talking Left and Filthy Free Radio with Jacob Dean, the Skeptical Scott. We scooped everyone. That will be our claim to fame.
Have bigger penises because of it. True fact.
Exactly. Yeah, we got bigger news penises. I mean, I was so happy when that came out because it's like, yes, we get to break the news. Suck on that pick. No, I'm not like that.
Yeah, you are.
No, I respect Kenny.
Yeah.
He just gets more chances to break news because he's on 2 days a week. Sometimes he's on 4 times a week because he covers for Nicole Sandler or Jacob Dean sometimes. So, I mean, we're at a disadvantage just because we're on the air less,
Yeah, but you have to rub it in when you get a chance to. When you don't always get a chance to rub it in.
All right, next time Kenny Pick is on, we'll take the time to rub it in his face that we got to scoop him. Fair enough?
It's a loving scoop.
Yeah, it's a loving scoop. It's a loving
15
spoonful. It's a loving spoonful. All right, we have to go to break. We'll be right back after this for the third hour, and we will be discussing in the next segment. We will be discussing our political winners and losers of the year. So not just fuck ups, but just losers and winners in general. And then, of course, our double-sized asshole of the week, and then news of the nerdy, Erdy. For our final segment. This is Mike Check Grade with me, Adam Hebert, Wes Smith, Robert Poole, and of course, Wes Scan, the most badass co-host in Liberal Talk Radio. And we will be back right after this.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Was awkward and uncomfortable in more ways than one.
Uh-oh.
This is a song my mother used to sing to me when I was growing up in the Hawaiian Isles. Sing along now. Mele Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you. Mele Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you. Is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you. Unfiltered truth, news, and opinion. Filter-free radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
There's protesters waking up and people are getting in the streets. People want the truth. People are becoming active because, quite frankly, people are fed up. And we see things like Occupy Wall Street and Occupy whatever have you. These independent, nonpartisan movements growing. The status quo is scared. There is fear amongst those in power, and they want to maintain their power.
Live every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
They have to have Homeland Security keep tabs on Occupy Wall Street, or pass new bills that say it's illegal to protest, or suppress.
When these institutions no longer serve the function for which they were created, they are limited to force or fraud as the only means by which to keep people in check. And soon, force is all they have left, as people are starting to see through the fraud. So what are we going to do about it?
FilterFreeRadio.com. Hi, this is Kenny Pick from Turn Up the Night. Here are some of the hijinks you can expect from my show.
Hey, McCain was born in Panama.
Yeah, McCain was born in Panama, but, you know, there was...
And they were fine with that.
Well, he was born of American parents, and it was in a U.S. territory.
Yeah. McCain was actually grandfathered in, and what I mean by that is he was born an old man.
Yeah, so it was kind of like Benjamin Button. You know,
Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Blend Radio, and KennyPick.com.
What the hell? Are you stuck at home on a Saturday night with nothing to do again?
I can't take it anymore!
Then join me, my co-hosts, and my guests every Saturday evening for Mic Check Radio with Adam Hebert. Okay. Together we'll discuss the big news of the week from entertainment and politics, talk about the issues that are on your mind, and hey, we'll even talk about general stupidity and jackassery from the American right.
You stupid jackass!
So join me every Saturday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Central at my Ustream home, Mic Check Radio. Come on in, it'll be loads of fun.
Gee, I sure hope there's a happy ending. I love a happy ending.
Have you checked your mic? If you haven't, somebody else has. That's Adam Hebert on Mic Check Radio.
Fuck yeah!
And we are back for our final hour. Of course, this is Mic Check Radio with me, Adam Hebert, Rob Poole out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Woohoo!
Wes Smith out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, in for John Kendall. And of course, Wes Skarsgård, the most the most badass co-host in Liberal Talk Radio, also out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
G'day, Governor.
All right, so
we speak in Tennessee.
True. We actually all have English accents.
And you all drive choo-choos.
That's true.
Yeah, both of us, yes. Off the point.
All right, so let's do this. We did kind of something similar to this before the last break, but I want to do just political winners and losers. So basically, I guess we'll each do 2 or 3 from. Can we do 2 or 3 in 15 minutes? Yeah, I think we can. So let's do 2 each from each category each, and then we'll segue into asshole of the week because it's double sized. So, and my asshole of the week jingle is.
Sorry.
My asshole of the week jingle is not in my thing. We gotta fix that. So, so let's do this. Who wants to go first?
I gotta dig up another winner and another loser. I only have one of each.
Rob, why don't you go first?
Alright, I'll go with the obvious ones.
Okay.
Winner, President Obama.
Okay.
Most certainly.
For surviving what is probably the dirtiest campaign in American political history.
Certainly the most expensive one.
With aplomb, too.
With a what?
With aplomb. With great victory.
Oh.
Because, despite what they say, it was quite a landslide.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay.
But they're going to cling to anything in order to legitimize their
Well, they will do that, but, you know, it was a win, and it was a big win. I guess for second winner, I have to think of someone unobvious. I would probably go with the vice president, actually, because he totally manhandled that little shit.
Yeah, that's probably what he calls Paul Ryan in Private Correspondence. Dear little shit.
I certainly would.
Oh, he is a shit.
Amen to that. All right, what about political losers?
Let's continue with that. Paul Ryan, because
fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oops.
If only you'd gone first, Wes.
You're taking all the easy ones.
Oh my god, people have to think. Oh my god.
All right, I'll resend that one.
Tell me to continue.
Yeah, because basically by Romney picking Paul Ryan, he has basically destroyed his political future. he is not going to recover from this.
Well, and let's face it, he barely won re-election in his own district, and Barack Obama won his home district, his home city, quite handily. So,
oh yeah.
And who's next?
Yeah, he's definitely no longer going to be the GOP's golden boy when it comes to the economy going forward. I think if we can take that,
yes,
yeah,
certainly.
They're definitely not going. They'll probably kind of keep him around, but he'll probably be in the background where he deserves to be. But as for a second loser, damn, I have to pick someone unobvious for a change. Damn.
Do you want a lifeline? Do you want to use your phone a friend?
How about you come back to me later?
All right. Smith, your turn. Go.
All right, let's see here. My political winners. I'll start out broad. Gay people. Gay people are big political winners this year.
Yep.
A major political figure for the first time, namely President Obama, came out in support of gay marriage, and
Tammy Baldwin, the first openly gay United States senator out of the great state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, totally. I mean, honestly, even conservatives, small c conservatives are getting sick of the gay bashing. Gay hate is clearly on its way out. And so, I mean, honestly, that's a win for all of us, not just gay people, but we'll let the gay people hoist the trophy.
Okay. Next.
My second political winner is Jonathan Crone. Jonathan Crone, for those who might remember, was the conservative kid who spoke at the, I believe, 2010 CPAC. I don't have it up in front of me. But he spoke at CPAC. He was a conservative kid, very eloquent, very well-spoken. And, to the right of Sean Hannity. Well, Jonathan Crone is now a liberal. I think we actually talked about this story.
Yes, we did.
But yeah, just to read, just because this is so sweet. This is like manna to the liberal soul. Let's see, what did he say here? Speaking about his CPAC speech, Crone said, that speech was something that a 13-year-old does. You have not formed all of your opinions. You are really defeating yourself if you think you have all of your ideas in your head when you are 12 or 13. He goes on to say, it was reading philosophy that did not have anything to do with politics that gave me a breather and made me realize that a lot of what I said was ideological blather that really was not meaningful. Crone's being too polite to say it directly, but I'll go ahead and say it. Conservatism is for children.
All right.
It's a
and I want to point this out. Will from Chicago asks, would John Boner use phone a liquor store instead of phone a friend? And my answer to that is yes. Yes, he would. So good. The fact that he's a drunk is pretty much the worst kept secret in Washington, D.C. So give yourself a hand, Will in Chicago.
Very nice.
All right, so losers.
Pull up my losers here. Just a second. Okay, I'll start out. Well, these are both kind of depressing, actually. My big political loser is the state of Florida. By extension, though, the people of Florida. 49,000 people, it was recently revealed. At least 49,000 people were completely disenfranchised on Election Day. Their votes were not counted, or they were not able to vote because of the excessively long lines, which I'll get into. That's the Republicans' fault, too. I'll get into that on Asshole of the Week.
Yeah, we're running out of time, so that's all for Kerscaden. You're up. Who are your winners?
Okay, dang. I'm gonna go with first something not unlike Wes Smith, although a bit more less civil rights ish. It's a good year for potheads. It
Hell
was in
yeah.
fact a great year for potheads. And by extension, the snack food industry. Big political winner this year. It was also one of the big winners, who you might not think of immediately, was Chris Christie in politics. He came off looking like a dream by the end of the year. He was a Republican who people like.
Yeah.
That's hard
crossed
to pull.
party
That is
lines when he
hard
had
pull.
to, and turned out to be all right once you got to know him. So that's my big winner. Chris Christie in politics is my winner of the year.
There you go.
Now, political losers. It's a buffet. I'm gonna have to say I believe it was 9 Republicans. You might correct me on the number. Who all made the very public, very horrible rape comments towards the end of the year, or towards the end of the election. Aiken being, of course, the most remembered among them, but there were several.
Who knew rape was bad?
Yeah. Suddenly it's like, talking about rape. You know, that is the point where it became beyond the death.
Sorry, stop!
Hooray,
Sorry.
right.
I am so sorry.
Well timed.
All right, and in your okay, were those your losers or your winners? I'm sorry.
Those are my losers.
Okay, so my winners are going to be first of all Stephanie Miller, the sexy liberal Stephanie Miller, Hal Sparks, John Fugelsang, and Aisha Tyler. Aisha Tyler being the woman who voice acts Lana Kane on Archer. For having the #1 political comedy tour in the country. Actually, the #1 comedy tour in the country in terms of gross sales and sellouts. And the #1 political comedy album, The Sexy Liberal Show Volume 1. And congratulations to them all. And I mean, everyone knows I worship at the altar of Hal Sparks and John Fugelsang. So we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
I worship at the altar of Lana Kane.
Bump, chicka bump. Wow. My other political winner is I should put more thought in this. My other big political winner is we're gonna go to my political losers instead. My first political loser is, of course, it's good to be the king. Never forget that. Is disgraced Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, and soon-to-be former Congressman Allen West, who lost his election in a squeaker. So, good riddance. Good riddance. Good riddance to you, and just a reminder, in case you didn't get the door memo, do not let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, because we don't want your nasty ass prints on our nice door. So, my other loser is Rush Limbaugh, who, thanks to his horrible comments about Sandra Fluke, has basically cost his industry millions of dollars. And the only reason why he's still on the air, let's be honest, is because to take him off the air would be basically admitting to weakness for conservative talk radio. If they lost Rush Limbaugh, I mean, the conservative talk radio exists because of this huge lie that, oh my God, conservative talk shows are the most popular, when it's basically rigged in favor of them. You know, it's a rigged game, and they perpetuate this.
Radio is all that's available. I mean,
exactly, they win by default.
Rush
Limbaugh, exactly.
Cornerstone.
If we, so let's face facts. If they did not take him off the air, because to do so would have been admitting defeat, they are willing to take the hit in money to maintain this illusion of domination. So I say more power to him, but Rush Limbaugh, you are still a tiny penis loser.
Also, woo.
Make sure we get plenty of Rush Limbaugh penis in since John's not here.
Wait a minute, where is my Rush Limbaugh? Where is my
there's
penis?
Really not that much Rush Limbaugh penis to go around.
Yep.
Where is the... My other political winner is I'm gonna go for I've decided I'm gonna say Joe Scarborough. Because following the Newtown mass shooting, he had the balls to say, he came out and said, you guys have to stop going after anyone who. Oh, here it is. W.
We'll do it live.
No.
This man has no dick.
There we go. There's Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh, this one's for you.
This man has no dick.
No, I mean, Joe Scarborough, I will say this, that I think he's wrong most of the time, but at least he tries to be smart and intellectual, and I respect that. And he was smart enough to realize Mitt Romney, the SS Romney was sinking when he said this.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
And he
That's
had
just one of those clips that never stops being funny.
He had the guts to stand up to the gun industry and saying, this has got to stop. So, Joe Scarborough...
This man has no dick.
Oops.
That's that was a shiv in the back.
Joe Scarborough, this is for you. Thank you. Congratulations.
The whole audience has no dick, by the way.
And I will say, Joe, I really think you should consider coming to the liberal side. We've got pie, so you've got a lot, and pot, but mostly pie.
So you go together so nicely.
Yeah.
So nicely.
All right, so are we ready for Asshole of the Week?
Wait.
Let's do it.
Actually, my second.
Rob's. Ow, shit, that hurts. Go on. I'm sorry. It's these stupid headphones.
All right. Second loser is Obamacare haters. Because they get to eat their crow this year.
Oh, buddy.
All right, so we're going to leave it at that. We got to get to Asshole of the Week. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rob. I'm not trying to be a dick, I promise.
No.
So here we go. Asshole of the Week.
Who is he? He's an asshole, sir. I know that. What's his name? Asshole. Major asshole. I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Were ye born an asshole?
Asshole?
Or did you work it in your whole life? Either way, it worked out fine. 'Cause you're an asshole tonight. How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
And I stopped it in time! Woohoo! Alright, we're gonna shake things up a bit. Karskadin, go first, please. We're gonna gonna let Rob off the hook for a few minutes.
Both at once, or we're gonna go around?
Just do both. Quick.
Okay. My two assholes are both organizations rather than people. My first organization is the U.S. Congress, who has recently voted themselves in a pay raise. Yes, at the same time, we're all talking about cutting government spending. We are going to have Congress voting for a raise to their own pay. By the way, congressmen, not known for being poor.
Yeah.
My second asshole, because apparently got to put out two places this week, is the FBI, who recently unearthed documents show that the FBI had plans in place during the Occupy movements, the big protests, to place snipers throughout the city and actually assassinate the Occupy leaders should things go south.
Shit.
The problem is, of course, Occupy did not have any centralized leadership, so they didn't know who to shoot. That might have been what saved somebody's life.
Wow, that's interesting.
All right.
I told the story. I didn't really follow it, though.
Smith.
Had, plans in place. There we go.
Smith.
My holes of the week, my duo assholes, are Governor Rick Scott of Florida for the aforementioned Florida voting debacle. He refused to allow early voting, he refused to extend voting hours against all evidence that they needed to be. And so, like I said, 49,000 people were disenfranchised. The estimates are that Obama's margin of victory in Florida would have been 11,000 votes higher if Rick Scott was not such a bleeding, pustule-filled asshole. On a slightly more serious note, my second asshole is Erica Menendez. Erica Menendez is the woman in New York who has hated Muslims since September 11th, and so this week she pushed a man who she thought was a Muslim but was not in fact a Muslim. She pushed him in front of a train and he died. So
Ooh, and I suspect that the case could be made for that to be first-degree murder. Which does New York still have the death penalty?
They do not. She faces 25 years to life in prison if convicted.
But is that
she will be
are
convicted.
they?
They have video of her doing this.
Are they going for
Her quote was,
first-degree
I pushed
murder?
a Muslim off the train tracks because I hate Hindus and Muslims ever since 2001 when they put down the Twin Towers. I have been beating them up.
All right. Well, first of all, the Hindus had nothing to do with it. Second of all, again, are they going for first degree or are they going to go with second degree? Because I think the case can be made for first degree murder.
My article does not say.
I want that article later on, please, if you don't mind. All right, Rob Poole, you get to go second to last.
Yoo-hoo.
What do you got for us, sir?
All right, so my asshole of the week, or the weeks, is big enough for two. All right, so basically I follow Reddit a lot, and sometimes I tend to look at world news every once in a while. And I came across a story about a week ago about this girl that got raped. All right, so basically the way this worked out, and the media that are reporting this story, they're leaving a lot of important details. As a note, if any of you are squeamish, please turn down the broadcast and walk away because this is going to be a little graphic. So basically, this girl was with a guy. They went to a movie. On the way back, they get on this bus, and this bus has curtains. So what happens is they go on the bus, and it's these six guys. They beat up the guy. Some stories say that the guy was beaten to death. The girl, well, she got the worst of it. She was brutally raped. Some of the stories say that her head was beat in too. Basically, after a couple hours of them having their go at this poor girl, one of them decided to take a metal rod and stick it in her vagina into her intestines.
Jesus.
Then they threw her off the bus and left her there to die. And no one bothered with her for at least an hour to report this poor girl with her intestines hanging out. Blood everywhere. Naked.
All right. As much as wow.
Yeah. I'll
all right.
Stop the gore at that point.
Yes, if you. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she died.
My assholes of the week is my first asshole is Father Piero Corsi, who penned a Christmas message to the door of his church in Italy. And he basically said this, quote, "How often do we see girls and mature women going around scantily dressed in provocative clothes? They provoke the worst instincts which end in violence or sexual abuse. They should search their consciences and ask, did we bring this on ourselves?" Now, a few years ago, a Muslim in Australia basically said that for a woman to go around uncovered is basically uncovered meat to dogs. And the world went ape shit. But because Father Piero Corsi is white, it's okay. My second asshole of the week is an Australian mosque who earlier last week said that to wish anyone a Merry Christmas constitutes is basically a sin because you're being unfaithful to Muhammad. It's not called being unfaithful, you jackasses. It's called not being a dick. And those are my assholes of the week.
What a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, I mean,
stinky week it has been.
yeah, I mean,
Gaggle of dicks we have.
All right, so we're gonna get ready to go to break, but I'm gonna tease next segment. A major comic book hero will be dead this time next week. We're gonna talk about when we come back after.
Will he really be dead, or is it dead, or is it dead?
Is it dead?
Is Captain America dead or Superman dead?
Well, the simple fact of the matter is we don't know. But I, for one, am pissed, and so pissed was I almost made. I'm gonna give a hint. I almost made Marvel my asshole of the week.
Well, that's not very hard to do, considering the way they've handled with Spider-Man for the last couple of years. So I'll leave it at that.
You spoiled it, you son of a bitch! What is wrong with you? I was trying to do a tease.
Tease for what? It was kind of obvious where you were going.
All I said was Marvel, you ass. All right, we'll be back.
Boys, it's out of the bag.
I think you guys are losing sight of the fact that he's dead.
All right, yes, Spider-Man will be dead. We'll talk about it after this. This is, of course, Mike Chuck Gray with me, Adam Hebert, Wes Criscan, Rob Poole, and Wes Smith. We'll be back right after this.
And we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so.
What the hell?
I can't compete with
you. No.
You're listening to Adam Hebert,
a man with breathtaking anger management issues,
on Mike Check Radio. Hi, this is Kenny Pick from Turn Up the Night. Here are some of the hijinks you can expect from my show.
That right-wing Republican from Texas was only helping Dennis because he thought Dennis would be easier for Joe the plumber to beat than Ken.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, a pet rock would have been better candidate than Joe the plumber. I think he might actually have been a pet rock before he was a non-plumber. So, but he was a union pet rock, never mind. Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Radio, and KennyPick.com. Are you living in a progressive talk void? If so, be sure to visit leftwingradiosstations.com. The state-by-state listing is a quick and easy way to find any left-wing talk radio station across America, from sea to shining sea. Your progressive talk nirvana is only a click away at leftwingradiosstations.com. Be sure to like Left-Wing Radio Stations on Facebook and share it with your friends. leftwingradiosstations.com. United we stand.
Do you believe in UFOs, astral projections, mental telepathy, ESP, clairvoyance, bird photography, telekinetics, movement, full trance mediums, the Loch Ness Monster, and
Mic Check Radio?
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
This is Adam Hebert on Mic Check Radio.
And we are back. Unfortunately, I was going to try and get the Spider-Man theme from the old 1990s Fox cartoon, but my converters on YouTube don't want to cooperate, so no Spider-Man theme. I blame Wayne LaPierre.
You can always hum it.
Alright, so we're going to talk about this news from the nerdy, because I get it that very rarely in comics does a dead man stay dead. I get it. Or does it?
Very, very rare.
Very rare. But at the same time, I'm sorry. Oh, wait. I think we have it. Yes! So here, let's get some nostalgia, shall we? As soon as this thing wants to work right. Patience is a virtue. Here we go. Some nostalgia. That's right, folks. By this time next week, Peter Parker, the original Spider-Man, will be dead in the final issue installment of the original Spider-Man series, The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 700. And, like I said, I get it. Comic book characters never die. They're like Jedi. They never really die. And I just hope that when Peter Parker comes back, he doesn't look like Hayden Christensen.
I don't know about that Jedi, I won't know. But generally, yeah. Death in comics is very, especially for a title character, and especially for a character as storied as, as big as Spider-Man. The odds of him staying dead are about 0.
I wish I could feel the same, but I don't know. And, I don't know why there are doors slamming in the house, but, I apologize. But I just, I like Peter Parker. He's a nerd. The
thing of it is, too, that he's kind of been around for, longer than you have.
I'm well aware of the fact...
They've kind of milked that cow for all it's worth.
I guess. But why can't he have a happy ending? Why can't why is it that superheroes always have to die?
That's a good
Let-
point.
Let them retire.
Why can't
Let
they
them
retire
retire.
or pass
You
on
know.
the mantle?
Yeah,
Batman did it.
It's kind of this time of year every year because it was about a year ago. What was it Captain America was the last one? I think. Batman. Yeah, Batman was. The
But I
last
mean,
one.
if you look at, I mean,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's become a convention now. Just go ahead and kill a character.
Yeah.
Right.
It
But I
has-
mean, like-
it has no worse.
I don't know,
mean-
unless you're going to make the okay, obviously they're not getting rid of the character. There's going to be a Spider-Man, obviously, not Peter Parker, someone else. Unless it's going to be a black dude or a woman or something, why bother? You know, or I don't know, a disabled person, something.
Why can't?
You know,
Why
something
can't?
fundamentally different?
Why can't Spider-Man just once and for all take out Doc Ock or Hydro Man or Kraven the Hunter or the Rhino or whatever? You know, I mean, look at Batman Beyond. And when that first came out in the late 1990s, the cartoon, it wasn't canon. It really wasn't canon. Later on, they basically said, hey, this actually works. Let's make this canon. But, I mean, yeah, Bruce Wayne retired because he was just getting too old, but he passed the torch. Why can't... I mean, I understand that you can't create a Spider-Man every day, but why is it that, you know, Superman has to die, and Captain America has to die, and Spider-Man has to die? It's just...
I can explain that to you. They do this because they know they'll get eyeballs. They'll get people to actually read the comic. Oh, hey, Superman died. Maybe I should, like, look at this comic. I haven't, like, followed Superman in, like, 10 years. Maybe I should look at it.
More importantly, I'm a dumbass. I'm going to go buy 10 issues of this comic thinking it's going to be worth something.
Oh, God. I am so thankful that the whole collector thing kind of died out. But, you know, back in the 90s it was really bad because you had, like, Prism covers and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of, like, that whole thing died out. But, no. The thing of it is, and I have to draw, you know, comparisons between American comics and Japanese comics. You know, Japanese comics, though, there's a set run. You
Yes.
know, eventually the comic ends.
Well,
You know,
and I've always said that...
comics don't end. They keep going. And what they do is they keep building up this bullshit. We'll just call it bullshit.
Have you... Wait, stop right there for a second. Have you ever read Inuyasha? That never ended.
No.
I think they finally said, look, lady, if you don't...
I read better comics.
If you don't... I think they finally sat her down and said, look, if you don't finish this, we're going to make you retire. I really think that's what happened. I mean, it's like... Or you know...
Okay, there's exceptions. But you could even say the same thing about television series. Compare, I don't know, whatever CSI of choice you have to, say, Luther, you know. That was a television series, often the best ones, too, in Mid-America, have a beginning, middle, and end. And they have a point where the story's done and they end. The story's over, it's done.
Exactly.
That's why, you know, that's what makes Breaking Bad a great show, for example. It's a story that has a beginning, middle, and end. It's not going to go on.
Well, and it's like...
a great story,
you know...
But when it ends, it ends.
And even now in manga in Japan, Rob, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. If you look at what's going on with Bleach, it keeps going and going. Not for a while, not soon. It's been ending for almost a year. They started this Quincy arc back in January.
It's going to end soon, but it will end. That's the thing.
But I mean, it's like
it's never going to. Let's drag this back into the you know, the American comics. Spider-Man is never going to end.
No, that's true.
No, there's always going to be a Spider-Man.
But I would argue, I mean, I'm going to take the opposite tack. I'm going to argue for American comics because I think DC is better about this than Marvel, by the way. But I think American comic creators have embraced the idea of their characters as myths, as mythic figures. Superman is Hercules, Batman is Odysseus, you know? These are characters who are eternal. These are characters whose stories are told and retold and reimagined and redone. DC is admittedly much better about that. Within their universe, their characters are generally regarded as gods. Marvel, I think, often tends to kind of split the difference and try to kind of like ground their characters in the real world as if they have real problems and things, but then also kind of try to make them these endless myths, which I don't think works as well personally. But I think there's a place for that. I think American comics or American comic characters have I think there's an argument for their immortality.
I agree with that. I mean, I follow comics too. I follow both. The thing of it is, though, eventually, after years and years and years, like I said, we'll just call it bullshit. It's, stuff. It builds up. These stories, they keep getting told, and eventually you get to a point where it's like, it breaks down.
Yeah.
And that's why you run into this issue where, we'll just kill Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was like this a couple years ago when, they, after the Civil War arc, they totally undid Peter Parker's marriage.
Yeah.
Which was dumb.
Yeah. Well, it's like, but, it's another thing between American and manga, US comics and manga. I've noticed that pretty much all manga have some degree of a happy ending. In Hunter x Hunter, when that finally ends, Gon is not going to be dead. He may be irrevocably changed. He's going to end up being a different person because of what he's had to go through, but he's not going to be dead.
Well, it depends. It really depends on the manga. It depends on what kind of manga it is too. I mean, I won't get above that because that'll just confuse everyone. But
I mean,
especially like the shonen stuff, which is basically like the kid stuff. That's going to end with a happy end. Basically, most of it. Yeah, I would agree with that. But
I would just like once to see an American superhero, just pass the torch. It worked in Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was incredibly successful, and it was so successful that they had to go back and say, you know what? We're changing our minds. This is now canon.
I'm sure they can do that.
I mean, like I said, it doesn't mean that the torch has to be passed because it's fluffy unicorns and frou-frou rabbits. But I'm just saying that you can have something in the way of a happy ending. I
mean, that's certainly possible, but
you don't have
This gets back to something I'm trying to say, is that the whole idea of killing off a character has kind of lost its appeal.
Yeah, it's just cheap. It's cheap. It's not
cheap.
Yeah.
It's utterly cheap. And we know he's going to come back. It's a given.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no way he's going to stay dead.
No, well, like I said,
now, we'll have an arc and then they'll bring him back. It's like the same thing they do with every character, from Bruce Wayne down to Hal Jordan, Superman.
Yeah, like I said, superheroes don't die. They
go away for a little while and then they come back. We might get a spotlight on one of the minor characters, like Dick. Dick became Batman.
Right. Yeah, well, 3 months from now, I am Spider-Man the White.
Yep. Next story?
Well, I didn't plan on that. I expect... Oh, come on, I hate these headphones.
Alright, we've been hearing you complain about these headphones. What kind of headphones are these?
They're the big ones that fit in your ear, not the cups.
Oh.
It's like they
earbuds?
Yeah. They hurt.
Maybe it's just me, because I listen to a lot of music with earbuds on, so they don't really bug me anymore. They certainly bug me less than the over-the-head earphone things that cover your ears, because I wear glasses, and I'm sure all of you actually do. So those really hurt my ears.
We are all nerds here.
Nerd strong.
Yes.
Woo.
Yeah. I guess we should start getting ready to augur
Finish
this
the deal,
in.
seal the deal.
Yeah, seal the deal. But we've got 12 minutes left. So, any I should have prepared a bit better, shouldn't I?
Who cares? We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Yeah,
But
So now that
So what's- what-
we have time? Do we have time to kill?
yes, we have time to kill. Kill it, please.
All right, kill it with a knife. Yeah. So while the Newtown stuff was going on, we kind of like missed something. There's a British bank. It's called HSBC. I think I got the acronym right.
Yes.
Yeah. So they settled with the government over quite a bit of very, very bad things, and they got a slap on the wrist for like $1.9 billion, which sounds nice. Wow, that's a lot of money. But yeah, they were basically laundering money for drug lords in Iran, and we basically gave them a slap on the wrist.
Wait, so they were laundering money for Iran?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Pretty much directly.
And Mexican drug lords. And we basically let them get away with it.
Well, but that's a British bank. Is there anything we could have done except say, you know, we're gonna penalize you in terms of trade if you don't do something about this? There's nothing we can do.
Sure, there is.
Unless-
We could throw some of them in jail. You know, they're American affiliates.
All right. We got a topic. Snorky Y2K Snork Y2K asks, what do you guys think about the new Japanese Prime Minister saying he wants to throw out the pacifist constitution and rearm?
Oh,
I'm for it. Actually, I am for it.
Why?
If the Japanese want to militarize, they want to be a part of the international community. Why? Who are we to say no? Just
Because the
they,
price of us rebuilding after World War II was that they would forever give up the right to go to war and have a standing military. That's the price they paid for us to come in and rebuild. This is an insult to everyone who fought in World War II and who went to Japan to rebuild them after the war. They made a deal. They made a deal!
I would be willing to bet America and Japan are so tightly bound. I'd be willing to bet that this statement was not issued without tacit approval from the United States.
Almost certainly. I don't know. My opinion is that, yes, we had a deal. You wouldn't be the first international deal that's been broken after, 50 years. In fact, 70 years is a long time for an international deal like that.
Yeah, that deal has actually gone further than I think anyone probably would have imagined. But at some point, we're not doing exactly very well in terms of our economy. So the idea of letting the Japanese have their own military, that seems all right with me.
I've got to disagree, and I will say this: if the Prime Minister wants to go try and get rid of the Constitution, go for it. I don't think it's going to go far, and
it's kind of strange that you're the one that's against it.
Why?
I mean, I just don't understand. What exactly is the problem with Japanese having their own military?
I have no problem with them having the SDF, but a deal is a deal. We said we will rebuild you, but you're gonna have to give up the right to go to war. I don't care if it's 70 years or 700 years. A deal is a deal. Now, if they want to give us back all that money and blood we wasted rebuilding their country, all right, we can talk. But if they throw out this Constitution, what guarantees do we have that they're going to respect the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, all those basic fundamental human rights that weren't in Japan until we came in and said, this is what your Constitution had to say, or we will not rebuild you.
But
I mean, that their defense force is basically going to be an arm of the United States military.
Yeah, I mean, they're sort of like the Canadian military or the Australian military. Yeah, they're going to go along in U.S. operations, pretty much like they do now. I mean, there are still Japanese UN forces who go along on UN operations. I mean, they practically have an army. It's just not called the Japanese army.
Besides, if we give them remember, if every tool in your belt is a hammer, every problem starts to look like a nail. We've had some pretty.
Though, we have to let them. We have to let the Japanese build our own military because we need mecha.
True, very true. We need their giant robot forces.
Maybe I'm just cynical. I'm willing to bet that that our fingers are in this somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like, the Americans are kind of against us putting more money into military. Maybe we should.
I'm just saying, if they throw out the current Constitution, first of all, it's an insult to the Americans who went to the country to help them rebuild. Second of all, again, how do we know this isn't going to turn out bad? How do we know this is going to turn into what we saw during the Major Revolution, which is the Emperor restored to primacy, whatever the Emperor says goes. How do we know that this is going to end up with Japan as a fascist state? We don't.
But it's Japan, though.
And modern Japan is a very, very different place than Meiji.
They said the same thing about Germany after World War I. It's never going to happen again. It happened again. They said Germany learned their lesson. We gave them their slap on the wrist. It's not going to happen again. And it happened again.
Sure, but 70 years is more than 10 years, and a lot more can change. Keep in mind that culturally, Japan is not in a very Japan is not a very hard to describe place right now, to be honest.
Well, I mean, let's look at it just from our own interests, right? I mean, Japan is, without question, our firmest ally in the region, right? I mean, no question about that.
Right. Possible exception of South Korea, but
I disagree.
That's true.
This new prime minister, the one who wants to throw out the Constitution, wants to hold hands with China. You really think this is good? Yeah! He's promising better relations with China.
Well, that's in their interest, though.
There's some very intricate diplomatic game going on right here.
Yeah, that's new and on me.
Sure.
So you probably know more about Japanese politics than I do.
If China and the United States, I guarantee you, he is the current prime minister of Japan.
I'm sorry. This is the new prime minister of Japan. He just got elected.
Okay, issuing a statement like that about China with the United States as firmly in print. I mean, we have more forces in Japan than we have anywhere.
All right.
An active combat zones.
And unfortunately, we'll have to
a statement like that about China. I don't know. That's some intricate diplomatic maneuvering going on there between the United States and China.
And Snork, we're going to end on this note, but Snork in the chat room, Snork Y2K, says that Japanese animation is already getting very pro-war, and he also says that his niece was taught in a Japanese school that Japan was nuked unprovoked. Kids in Japan aren't taught Japan went to war, they cheated, they bombed Pearl Harbor unprovoked without sending notice, and basically by dropping the 2 bombs, we actually saved a lot of lives. If we had sent in the military on land, it would have been a bloodbath. And he's also pointing out the Japanese aren't taught they did anything wrong in World War II. And that's a problem. So you say it's 70 years. Again, we want to tell ourselves it's not going to happen again. History tells us it's going to happen again.
I'll admit that Japanese anime is becoming a bit pro-war, especially very pro-Japanese. Just by looking at Code Geass and Guilty Crown.
Code Geass.
There's depth. There's depth to this story. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of depth to this story because, Japan is quite a game piece between the United States and China.
All right, so we're gonna have to end it on that. Maybe we'll see about doing some more research into this, and we'll talk about it next week, because I suspect it's gonna be another slow news week for us. So please check out our Please check out our fine affiliates. Of course, there's the Nicole Sandler Show every Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern. Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean every Monday and Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Currently, Filter Free Radio is on hiatus until, I believe, next Monday. And, of course, Talking Left with Shano and Danielle every Sunday, 9 to noon Eastern. Also broadcasts on We Act Radio out of Washington, D.C. And finally, Big Bro himself, Kenny Pick, every Tuesday and Friday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick on his new Spreecast home. So please, if you don't check it out, and I suspect we don't have anyone in the channel who hasn't checked it out, but if you're listening to this as a recording, please check it out. All right, so parting shots. Who's going to go first? Rob, go first.
I'm always the first. What's up with that? Why do you always have to go after me first? Can't you go?
You're the point man.
Can't you go after Carscadden once in a while?
I'm going in alphabetical order. All
right.
R W W.
My shout out of the week. My thought of the week. I've been reading the zombie survival horror. Zombie survival
handbook. Yes.
Yeah. I basically learned that I'm Pop.
All right.
I live in a big city.
All right. Smith, you're up. Parting shot, please.
You might be okay, Rob. I mean, there's, lots of people with guns in Baltimore.
That's true. I just had to find me a crowbar.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned that from the zombie survival guy. Get a crowbar.
Hey, Smith, you're up. Hello? Parting shot!
I just parted.
Oh, okay. Chris Gadden, parting shot, go!
It was a continuation. Well, I guess I'll continue on that same theme and say this is one of the few benefits of living in the South. The zombie apocalypse hits, we got lots of guns around, and I know rural places I can run to.
All right. And my
girlfriend has a perfect fort.
My parting shot is, I apologize for the crappy show last week, and Wes, Rob, and I have all agreed that we're going to blame the Mayans for that.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Mayan curse.
The Mayan curse,
that was
yeah.
The actual end of the world.
The actual end of the world was our show sucked ass. All right, we're going to go...
Of the internet talk world.
Yes. We're going to go, as always, thank you for watching us. This has been Mike Check Radio with me, Adam Hebert, Wes Smith, Rob Poole, and Wes Garscan, the most badass co-host of Liberal Talk Radio. John Kendall will be back next week, hopefully. Wes, you may want to stay on. You may want to be on standby just in case.
Returning from the Montanian wilderness.
So, just a word of caution: be on standby just in case. And so this is it. Have a nice week, everyone. We will see you next week. Enjoy the new year. 2012 is over. Bye.
Not about too soon.
Time for go to bed. Right, it is late. Shall we retire?
Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye to you all. I'll never forget you. Live in peace.
Goodbye, all. Stay happy and good luck.
On our way to great adventures.
Get out of here! Disgusting worm!
Push the button, Frank.
Get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Visitors, thank you for your attendance.